Hi friends, my name is Akshay Kumar. Today in this video I am going to explain about material design and its principles. First before material design principles, let me explain what is material design. Material design is a visual language developed by Google in 2014. This combines classic principles of good design with innovation and technology. A set of rules for surfaces, motions, and components to intuit user experience across devices. These groundbreaking systems enable designers and developers to craft consistency, beautiful and adaptive user interface across every platform from laptops to computers and tabs to desktops. Material design provides a comprehensive framework of guidelines, components, and tools that work harmoniously together. At its core, material design represents Google answer to fragmented user experience, offering a cohesive visual language that represents platform convenience while maintaining brand consistency. As I said, material design aims to create a consistent user experience across all Android apps. This is done using visual cause, clean layouts, and consistency. We can also say these three as a set of rules for that. Visual cause like shadows, motions, and depth. Clean layouts with grids and padding. Consistency in color, but buttons and typography and navigation. Now coming to the benefits of material design and why material design matters for mobile application development. The first one is consistency. Predictable patterns across apps help learnability. And the second one is efficiency. Pre-built components shorten dev time. The third one is accessibility. Guidelines include tough targets, contrast, and scalable typography. The fourth one is aesthetic and usability. Clean hierarchy and motion makes tasks clear. These are the four main benefits of material design. As as we discussed about the material design, there are some core principles for material design. In that, the first one is material is the metaphor. Now coming to what is material is the metaphor, digital surface that behave like sheets of paper. These surface can be resized, layered, and stacked, creating interface that feels intuitively tagged despite experience purely in pixels. Elevation and shadows are not just decorative; they create meaningful depth and hierarchy. UI elements are imagined like real papers or surface that can move, slide, and stack. Shadows and elevation help indicate which element is on the top and are interactive. Objects have depend and can move in 3D space. This is about the first principle. Now coming to the second principle, it is bold, graphic, intentional. Means use clear hierarchy, strong imagery, expressive colors, and purposeful typography. Its key elements are clear typography scale, strong color palette, and meaningful accents. The third one is large imagery or bold patterns where appropriate. The last one is grid and spacing to create rhythmic and balance. In overall, we can say about the second principle as use bold colors, clear typography, and intentional white space. Every element should have a purpose. Now coming to the third principle, it is motion provides meaning. Means smooth animation helps user understand what just happened. Transition between screens should feel natural and connected. In this, there are three types of motion patterns. The first one is elevation change. Raise elements to show focus. The second one is meaningful motions. Means it helps user what just happened in the app and what are the things is going to happen. And the third one is choreography. Means sequence animation to direct attention. These are the three core principles of material design. Now let us see the responsive and adaptive design. The first one is mobile first. Design brings with the constraints of small screens ensuring core functionality work everywhere before expanding to large canvas. And the second one is flexible scaling. Layouts intelligently adapt to different screen size and orientations. Grids expand columns reflow, and navigation transform seamlessly. The third one is platform optimization. Each platform get optimized experience and desktop interface leverage space different than mobiles while maintaining core visual identity. The last one is dynamic theming. Material you introduce personalized theming, generalized custom colors and schemas for use wallpapers and performance for truly identity experience. These are the responsive and adaptive designs. As I said about the material design and its core principles, and material design are also I also have some key components. They are app bar, fab, cards, navigation drawer, button navigation, snack bar, and typography. These are the key components of material design. As we discussed the material design theoretically, now let us see how this material design is used in Android. This using is divided into two types. First one is add material components by using inbuilt gradle copy. This first one is for that, and the second one is use material components in XML. And for that, use the code like com.com, Google and Android material button. This is just a snippet of code. After completing of this PPT, I'm going to show practically in Android Studios. And finally, why this material design matters today, because the first one is active devices. Material design powers billions of Android devices and countless apps across all platforms worldwide. And the second one is year strong. A decade of continuous evaluation and refinement has made material design an industry trend. And the third important one is possibility. Limitless creative potential within a framework that balance innovation with usability. The fourth important point is faster development. Ready-made components, animations, and theme tools reduce design effects and make faster development. And the last one is accessibility first. Continuous updated to meet global accessible standards, ensuring in this is about the theoretical one. And now let us see the literal design implementation in Android Studios.
This is the basic implementation of the material design. To explain you clear, I brought this to you. First, we have to write code in the two places. The first one is activity underscore main dot xml and the another one is main activity dot kt. The purpose of writing code in activity underscore main dot xml is it will deals with the front end of the application where we can create our own front end by using the code. For this, we have different types of layouts, but in this application, I have used linear layout with the orientation of vertical. We can use our own layouts. It depends on the application. For this layout, I have used the width and height as a match parent. It will cover the entire screen. And our basic material design I'm going to design is consist of two buttons in a single box. So for that I'm creating a square box. I have to define the size of the square box with height and depth. I have defined like this, and in the square box as I have to define the two buttons, again I have creating a linear layout with again giving the parameters. And in the layout I have first I will create the first button with the id button 1, because we are just we not just only create the front end but we also create the back end. So for every button and thing we have to give a specific id which deals in the background. For that again for height and width we are going to give follow with the wrap content and match parent, and we can give our own text and our own background color and normal color. And in second button I am going to give the id as button 2, because two different buttons should have two different ids. Again we can give our own color background, and at the last we have to close the layout, linear layout. It is same like html code, and this is the code for activity main.xml, where this deals with the front end. In this front end we are going to develop two buttons, where after showing the code I'm going to execute and you can get a clear-cut idea. Next, we'll see the code regarding main activity.kt. As for now, we just developed a front end for our application, but we also required to create the backend for that application. So for that, the code of the background should be written in main activity.kt. In in the first we have to add our required package by application name, and then we have to import the required libraries like this. Here I have imported 4 libraries, and the backend required backend code that we want to write will be written in the main activity class. And as I said the back as I said the backend in the application we have 2 buttons. So for each button I have creating a variable, because each button will have a different specification, and for each button we can define our required actions. For that, we have to use button one dot set on click listener. This will perform when we click the button, and for that we can use the code like snatchbar dot make it comma what the text we want. We want blue button clicked. So I'm going to write the matter here, and completed the button one set on click listener. Now similarly for the button two. For button two, I have wrote a message like green button clicked. Whenever I click the green button, I will get this message. This is the front end and back end code. Now let us run this code. See, the application is running successfully. As we discussed about material design, uh, if you remember the core principle of material design, the paper is treated as a stack of papers. So here the yellow button is the bottommost div, and in on the above we can see 2 buttons separating from each. So this is the core principle of the material design. And we have 2 buttons. If we click the button one, we will get the button blue is clicked. This is the future we have given. And for the second button, if we click, we will get the green button is clicked. So successfully our material design is completed. Thank you.